morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice Radio. So today, we're actually looking at Hakamo-o. Not Kommo-o, Hakamo-o. Okay, it's got to be something pretty special for an Evolving Stage 1 to get its own video. And ladies and gentlemen, this absolutely counts. Shout out to the lovely Antoine Boulet for providing our translation. So the basics here are less important than usual. Weakness to fairy. I mean, look, you got 80 HP, right? And 80 HP is kind of annoying. I'd love this to have 60 HP and be searchable with Professor Round's lecture, but ladies and gentlemen, you can't have it all. Retreat cost of 2 is kind of annoying, but you should never really have this out to retreat anyway, so it should be irrelevant. And being a dragon Pokemon is awesome, because you've got Mysterious Treasure, and you've got Lance Prism Star. And we're in a format at the moment where searching out Pokemon is just really awkward, and really annoying, and really difficult. Lance Prism Star lets you search for 2 dragon Pokemon from your deck, put them straight onto your bench, don't have to be basics. A Mysterious Treasure lets you discard a card from your hand and search your deck for a dragon or psychic Pokemon, and put them into your hand. Now, to be honest, Lance Prism Star here should be largely irrelevant, because honestly, you can grab Kommo-o, so it shouldn't really matter. But it absolutely does matter that you've got Mysterious Treasure. And Mysterious Treasure really is the deal breaker here that turns this into a just good card. This is how we can get a little bit excited about this. We should be going, well, you know, it's a no. You got Mysterious Treasure. Lance Prism Star is fine. Lance Prism Star helps, but really here, it's Mysterious Treasure that excites us. Although it is, of course, worth pointing out that Hakamo-o here does have 60 HP, which means it can be searched out with Professor Round's lecture, which is lovely. There is a 70 HP one in the set, incidentally. Might I suggest not using that one? Plus, look at the artwork on the 60 HP one. But I digress. Why am I doing a video about Hakamo-o? Simple, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely simple. The ability. And the ability says that if your opponent has any Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX in play, this Pokemon can evolve on the turn it was played. Okay, that's why we're doing a video on it. It cheats the rules of evolution. And look, it's not like we've not seen Pokemon like this before. We have a Shinx that is still legal in the format at the moment, came around in Ultra Prism, and it has got the ability Evolutionary Advantage. If you go second, this Pokemon can evolve during your first turn. And that's actually really nice because you've got Luxio there, which for a single energy will item lock your opponent. Not the only Pokemon we've seen with that exact ability, of course. The Flabébé from Forbidden Light has Evolutionary Advantage, the Clamperl from Celestial Storm has Evolutionary Advantage, and the Bronzor from Team Up has Evolutionary Advantage, although apparently one set got boring and they stopped doing it. This is better, because you see, all of those Pokemon, if you go second, this can evolve on your first turn, fine, brilliant, etc. But the thing is, this allows you to just evolve up whenever. There's no extra, you have to go second and it has to be your first turn or any of that rubbish. This is just a straightforward, you can just do this. And that's what's so good. It essentially turns any of your Kommo-o into a Stage 1 Pokemon, at least in terms of difficulty evolving. Now, what it essentially means is, you don't bother with rare candy, or at least you don't need to, you go with this instead. Which essentially means instead of a 4-1 or 4-0-4 line with 4 rare candy, you just go a 4-4-4 line, 4 Hakamo-o, 4 Hakamo-o, and 4 Kommo-o. The thing is, though, that's actually huge as well, because the more Pokemon you play, the more mileage you get out of Pokemon communication. And here you're essentially cutting 4 item cards, which can actually be awkward against item lock like the aforementioned Luxio, or in fact, like the new Behemoth that we just got. And now you're just getting more use out of your Pokemon communication. And if you're playing a bunch of Pokemon and you're playing 4 Pokemon communication and 4 Mysterious Treasure, it's starting to look like you're actually going to be able to get this rolling. It means you can go straight from Hakamo into Kommo-o, and you are rolling here. And that's before we bring in Lance Prismstar. Because when I talked about Kommo-o, and I will pop a link to that video in the description, I talked about the fact that because you've got Lance Prismstar and you've got Mysterious Treasure, this is easier to get rolling, easier to get it out, easier to just use than your average Stage 2 Pokemon. And I stand by that assertion, incidentally. I still believe that to be true. But now we're running into an even better scenario where you've actually got a Stage 1 that can evolve straight away. Now, you still need to have the basic Stage 1, Stage 2, alright? You've still got to have all 3 Pokemon. It's not a Stage 1 in that regard. But you can get the entire line out on turn 2, which gives you a huge advantage just in terms of speed. Also, I'm aware I've flipped between a couple different pronunciations. It is Hakamo-o. 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 There we go. Let's get this right, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. Now, this is not a Pokemon that exists in and of itself. I mean, it does have an attack. It's got an attack that, for 1 lightning, 1 fighting energy, does 30 damage. Let's ignore that. This is for Kommo-o. And the reality is that this is going to live and die by how good the Kommo-o is. But I actually adore the Kommo-o which we're getting in this exact same set. You see, the Kommo-o we're getting for 1 lightning and 1 fighting energy does 90 damage, but if you discard a Pokemon tool attached to it, it does 180 damage. And in terms of the energy cost here, I mean, Zinnia allows you to attach a couple extra energy from your hand if you had a Pokemon KO the previous turn. End's Preparation lets you discard the top 6 cards of your deck and then attach basic energy to one of your Dragon Pokemon. And as a side note here, although Pokemon Search isn't great, we do actually have Lure Ball here, which lets you flip 3 coins, and for each head you put an evolution Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand. So there is a cool combo you can actually get rolling, whereby you use End's Preparation for the energy, and then any of your Pokemon that get discarded actually opens up Lure Ball as an option for searching them out, which I like very much indeed. And in terms of the energy, as well, you've got Tapu Koko Prismstar, which is my favourite here, because you attach 1 energy when you Lost Zone it from the bench to 2 different Kommo-o, and then they're both single energy attackers. And of course, you're going to be using fighting energy, so why not roll with Martial Arts Dojo so that you're doing an extra 10 damage or an extra 40 if you're behind on prizes. This can work, ladies and gentlemen. This can absolutely work. Pokemon like Shinx have been underwhelming up to now because there is that 1 turn window in half of your games to get the evolution rolling. This just allows you to go. Yes, you've got to wait a turn to get from Jangmo-o to Hakamo-o, but outside of that, you're golden. And there is actually another Kommo-o that is legal in the format at the moment. It is the one we got in Dragon Majesty, fighting double colorless 90 damage. If this Pokemon has 80 or more damage counters on it, you do 120 more. So now you're doing 210 in one go. I like that very much. And that is, of course, before any Martial Arts Dojo shenanigans. You do have to be damaged, but there's a bunch of Pokemon out there that won't one-hit KO you. Something like Pikachu and Zekrom, for instance, is going to have to drop an Electro Power, and if they don't drop an Electro Power, they ain't getting a KO, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't happening. So that kind of helps. And as we should be able to swarm Stage 2s, or at least we're hoping that we will be able to, I would be remiss right now if I didn't mention Super Boost Energy. Super Boost Energy, you know, you got to have 3 Stage 2s out, which is a pain, but when you do, it's 4 of any energy. So, yeah. That's going to help if you can get 3 of them out. And the thing is, Hakamo-o here isn't just for these Kommo-o. It's for any Kommo-o we get in the next couple of years until this rotates out. I like this. I am now thinking that for the first time in a long time, nay, ever, we might actually be able to seriously test Kommo-o. I'm not saying this is going to be an amazing card that is going to break Kommo-o wide open, but I am saying if there was ever a time we wanted to play it, now would be that time. I don't think it's fair to give a WOSI score here, because really, this depends on the Kommo-o that we've got, but it gives an instant boost to every Kommo-o we've got and every Kommo-o we're going to get. But I'd like to know what you think about this. Are you excited, or do you think it's not enough to make Kommo-o into a powerhouse? Go nuts, ladies and gentlemen. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.